Yeah, so that's another interesting point, which is every child is unique to their family, to their education, to whatever they're exposed to younger. So there's no real guidelines, no book on specifically when or what content you can allow them to see. My daughter, for example, is 12 years old, and she's earned the right to watch whatever horror movie she wants to because that's her level of maturity, and she can sleep at night and she understands what is real and what is not, and some of the of course she's not watching like Evil Dead or anything like that, but paranormal activities and things like that. As far as anime now, like there's no guideline either. What do you think are some factors though that you can generalize as far as looking to your Lucas, for example, to take the next step to a more mature version of a show that she's already watching?
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
You.
Yeah, because I was saying, like, we're trying to inch a little bit. Like, we've started Stranger Things, and he'll get a little scared, and sometimes he'll have to go upstairs. So, I have been interested in showing him, like, Miraku-chan. So it's kind of like just taking baby steps, because, like, I remember it was, like, not even that long ago, he was, like, scared in the fetal position seeing Mike Myers as the Cat in the Hat. So it was like, I really have to be careful with this one.
That is pretty terrifying.
Yeah, but still, yeah.
Movies are the best thing, in my opinion, in anime. Whenever I want to walk someone into it, because movies are these self-contained stories for the most part. You think of course, Ghibli films, you think of Shinkai films, you think of Hosoda's films. Summer Wars, amazing film. Anyone can watch Summer Wars and enjoy that. That's one of those, like, please, if this doesn't get you into it, I don't know what will, and there's something wrong with you. That's the best for me, and you can walk them through lighter movies that might even have deeper things in them, but that are easy for kids to enjoy. You think of your Totoros and Ponyos and things like that. But it's for us, for him, it's all iffy. It all depends on him. He's got a thing where he's really not. We're more open for him to see intimacy on screen, not nudity or anything like that. But if people are making out in this scene and they're going to go into intimacy, but not show it, that to me is okay. He's almost 10 years old. These are natural things. You think of the Horimiya. Any Horimiya fans out there? When she's like, there was a fire inside of me and I wanted him to feel it too. That's an amazing scene. I personally wouldn't have any issues with that, but he himself is like, I don't want to deal with that. Now some blood, guts, and violence. He understands that's fantasy. That's not real. You cannot solve your problems with a weapon like that. And I think anime is a great way to kind of teach kids that disconnect. One, because it's animation, it's not realistic looking, but two, because it is so overboard. It really goes overboard with the gore. If you're going to have gore, it makes it almost parody, like if you're not into it. You know what I'm saying? And that allows them to kind of learn to maybe digest some imagery that they might not be ready to see it in a real life texture, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I think anime is a good introduction for horror.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
What do you think, Bud? Cool? Okay.
What are you looking for?
When's he going to be able to watch Chainsaw Man?
It's going to be a while.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man, he scenes. We've shown him scenes. Because again, for me, I grew up. My dad was in the Army. Like I said, all of our fathers were in the Army. My dad's a historian, big war movie guy. I was watching stuff like Hamburger Hill and Siege at Firebase Glory and Longest Day and things like that. Yeah, someone knew Hamburger Hill. That's not for kids. And I came out all right, I think. So for him, it's just been introduced. This is fantasy. This is not real. You got to understand that, and you got to walk your kid. And if they are not ready for that, or if they start kind of not being able to see that difference, that's on you to take a step back and say, hey, we're gonna pump the brakes on this show. You can revisit it in another year or so.
Yeah.
Just a quick PSA. Everyone's families are different and everyone's kids are different. I don't want you guys sending Kyle and Christine angry emails saying that we...
Parenting tips don't work. Yeah.
So yeah, it's important to everyone gauge your own children, nieces, all the little ones in your lives. It's interesting. I have a 12-year-old, so she's starting to get that teenage attitude where it's a little bit, she's detaching a little bit, and she's not as much my little girl anymore.
We're already getting that too, and he's 9.
Yeah, it's not fun, especially when she's been a daddy's girl for her entire life. But she watches anime, she loves it, and unfortunately for me, I'm not as deep in the well as she is the other day. I was like, hey, what are you watching? And I thought she was going to say something very common. And then out of her mouth came Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. And I was like, what? I don't, what is that? And she was, well, and she started explaining to me, but I mean, it just went one ear and out the other. So it forced me to have to go in and take a look, what is it? And then ask her, what do you like about it? Why is this captivating to you out of all the other shows? Because you don't watch too much TV and things like that. But it was an opportunity to connect. It's an opportunity for us to watch a couple of episodes together. It's an opportunity to spend time, and then sometimes, I'll be honest, it has opened up conversations that I never thought were going to be possible with her, because she feels comfortable, she feels safe, she feels that I'm interested in what she wants. So now maybe deeper emotions are going to come out. One of them wasn't really ready for. I wasn't ready for the, hey Dad, I got something to tell you. I like a boy. I'm sorry, what? But we have now that open line of communication. For you guys, how has that been in as far as being able to talk about things with Lucas, with sitting down and watching anime together?
Yeah, I didn't have that growing up. My parents, they really sheltered me. There's things that they didn't want me to see. So there's things that I didn't ask. And sometimes when I asked, I saw like how uncomfortable they were. They couldn't, keep their composure. And it's like, well, I guess I shouldn't ask. So I definitely want to be more open and honest with Lucas. We're always, trying to ask questions, trying to, be like, it's okay to come talk to us, because, I didn't really have that. I was too scared to do it. So
you got to be the one to initiate and ask them how they're feeling about it, because it also allows you to then suggest something else to them, right? Keep them engaged. So, hey, Lucas, would you mind answering a question real quick?
Yes.
So we know you love Dr. Stone. What is it that you really like about Dr. Stone so much?
I like that they make technology.
Okay, that's cool. What is it that you like about the technology, bud?
It's because it's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch. Is there what type of feelings does it give you when you watch Dr. Stone, when you watch Senku solve a problem?
Makes me feel adventurous.
Oh, that's
nice.
cool.
Yep.
Awesome, thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
It's just little things like that. Oh, they're clapping for you, bud. Say thank you. He's good. Anyways,
Yeah,
he's
it's
good.
typical.
It's just like that, getting into them, and I'm sure Brian gets to have a lot of conversations like that with his kids.
So Weeb Megalobox. I bring that up because I have a young man who is named Xavier. He just won Youth of the Year. He's heading to nationals for Boys and Girls Club, so he'll be in DC in August competing. He's won $30,000 in college scholarships. And this was a guy who was very quiet many years ago, and we talk about anime all the time, and like Megalobox was one. He was like, oh, you gotta watch it, and we ended up covering it on the channel. But there's been so many times where, an anime conversation turns into something more, and then all of a sudden you're talking about, well, what are you gonna do when you graduate, and this and that. And like I said, seeing the power of just sort of those conversations and where they've led, it's very, very cool.
You guys mentioned a few already, but what are some characters, some moments that you guys can recall that you felt had a really big impact with Lucas?
Mostly Senku solving problems. It's like, like I said earlier, it's okay to fail. No need to get frustrated. You just try again. So it's constantly having to say that until it sinks in. So
showing like healthier relationships, showing him Buddy Daddies is actually really good. Anybody watch Buddy Daddies?
Yeah.
Yes, it's adorable. I cannot, if you don't have kids, I cannot tell you how realistic Miri actually is, especially when she's eating and gets the syrup all over her. Yeah, you gotta be prepared for that, and also the 2 a.m. I gotta pee, please help. You can do it yourself.
I know. Yeah.
You're 6 years old. Why are you still announcing this? That's a great show, and
Have y'all shown him Spy Family?
yeah, he's seen several episodes of that as well. But Anya cheats. She can hear people's thoughts.
Yeah, I know.
She can act how we expect her to, sort of. But showing him, that kids are like that, and that it's fun to get to see kids in anime being like kids, and also seeing the parental figures struggle like young parents do. The two gentlemen in Buddy Daddies, I can't suggest the show enough, do a great job of kind of showing even the journey of parents, because when you first start, it's a mess, right?
Yeah.
You're very scared. You don't know what you're doing. Everything you do, you feel is wrong, right? You're somehow screwed your kid up for life every day for the first 5 years. But then you watch them grow and become the parents that are going to step up, be there, protect Miri, do whatever they got to do for her, including tell some really awful lies. But you watch the show; it's really good. So I like showing him things that he can relate to now, and I can't wait to show him things like Weathering with You when dude decides to flood Tokyo for the girl, because that's what I would do. I'd flood Tokyo for the girl.
Oh, thank you.
Christine, what are you looking forward to seeing with him, maybe that you cannot see now?
Oh, definitely right now, Miraku-chan. Yeah, because he likes some scary stuff, but some it's just, I think it'd be a little too much for him right now. But Kyle and I, we love horror, so and if he ever isn't into it, that's fine. I'm sure there's plenty, but yeah, that one especially.
Brian, do you have any stories of kids maybe that came up to you and told you how seeing an episode has impacted them?
I have, actually, Dragon Ball Z. So I work with a lot of the football players and stuff, and they get hyped on Vegeta's struggle, on his quest to be the greatest Saiyan. So you see a lot of Dragon Ball Z shirts with the sports team and stuff. So it's sort of an inside joke we always laugh about. It's like, are you Kakarot or are you Vegeta? But yeah, I think, like you said, I would say about 30% of the kids I work with have anime shirts on any given day, and we run about 120 in our facility. And so the anime conversations happen every single day.
Do you do an episode check and make sure that they're watching the show if they're wearing the shirt?
I do, actually. Yes.
Don't need
the
no
band.
posers around
Are
here.
you listen to the Rolling Stones? They're like, no.
So here's a fun question for you guys.